Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Future Success Podcast. My name is Chuck Knapp. I'm the president and CEO of JAG-K, or Jobs for America's Graduates Kansas, and this is the third iteration of this podcast. It started as Coffee with Chuck, then it changed to Espresso Yourself with Chuck, and now we're calling it Future Success Podcast. And there are a couple of reasons for that. One, we thought it would be a broader title, although we certainly talked about success and keys to success and strategies for success and people who have had career success. On the other two podcasts, we thought this was a more encompassing title. But the other, and maybe even the more important reason we are calling it Future Success Podcast is because our organization is adding a new organization called Future Success Kansas. And Future Success Kansas is a nonprofit corporation in the state of Kansas, which has a broader mission than JAG-K. And so as we continue to expand our programming models and our programming opportunities for students across the state, we thought Future Success Kansas and the Future Success Kansas podcast both made sense. And we'll talk a lot more about Future Success Kansas as we continue to develop those exciting new programming opportunities. But we're always focused on the why of JAG-K. And simply put, the reason JAG-K exists is we want all students to have successful futures. And we feel like Future Success Kansas broadens that opportunity to reach more students. And so we're still a proud affiliate of Jobs for America's Graduates. We're also excited about a partnership we have with an organization called Gen Us, which is in Maine and is leading to some very exciting things like micro-credentials, which we are piloting already in Wichita and Augusta this school year, and will roll out statewide next year. And you'll hear a lot more about micro-credentials. But I wanted to go back a little bit and explain why we even have this podcast at all. This was a way for me to connect with students. It's still the primary focus of this podcast. We put it on our YouTube channel because that's the easiest way for us to distribute it, so people outside of the JAG-K organization can certainly see it, and we want them to see it because we do talk about general things. We talk about the success of our students, the success of our career specialists and other team members. So it is certainly something I think many people can receive value from. But primarily, this is for the students of JAG Kansas. And so it will continue to be that. But we are going to continue not only to do interviews with people, but we'll talk about topics. And again, originally, that was one of the reasons we had the podcast, was to talk about leadership and some career development skills, really an extension of what you're doing in the classrooms. But also, we wanted you to understand as students that you are part of something even bigger than your local career association, that you're part of a regional organization, a state organization, and a national organization as well. And many of our students have had the opportunity to attend national events, whether it's the National Student Leadership Academy in Washington, D.C., which is coming up in just a few weeks, or it's the National Career Development Conference, which rotates among different sites. And that's where our students have the opportunity to compete in various events that highlight their skills. And so we're excited about all of those opportunities for the students, but want you to feel connected. And that's why we'll also talk about the Alumni Association. But this is all geared toward your success, your future success, and certainly success now. But that's the reason we originally started to do the podcast. and we'll continue to do it that way. We're trying to limit the time. In the past, they've gone for an hour, which for students in class, that's too long. So we recognize that, and we're going to change it. But I will continue to highlight students in their classrooms. I don't get to visit as many classrooms as I would like, but on those visits, I certainly want to highlight students and what you're doing in your schools, and we'll continue to do that. So really, pardon me, the big thing is new name. I will continue to drink coffee, and I probably need to drink more coffee as my throat seems to be scratchy this morning. But always the focus is going to be on the students and what you can get out of this podcast. So I want your ideas. My email address is chuck.knapp, that's spelled K-N-A-P-P, at JAG-Kansas.org. So chuck.knapp at jagkansas.org. If you have ideas for a future success podcast show, let me know, or a guest, let me know. Again, hoping to see students in your classrooms, but also at student events. We'll talk about topics. Most of the time I'll try to have guests, but if there's something you want me to talk about, why I joined JAG-K, things like that, we'd be glad to do that. And so I wanted to get back in the groove of doing these podcasts. It's been a while. We've had some staff changes, and frankly, I've been focusing a lot on working with the legislature to ensure we have not only continued funding, but we're hoping to get additional funding. It's a challenge this year, but as we teach all of you, our students, you got to face the challenges and overcome adversity. And so that's what we're trying to do. And certainly we have a lot of great support from the legislature, from Governor Kelly, from previous governors, and anticipate that will continue in the future because they see what you're doing in the classes. They see the success stories of our students. We just had 3 students talk to the State Board of Education, and the board has been supportive, but they're always impressed when they hear from our students and what you are doing with your lives and some of the obstacles you have overcome personally and the growth. A lot of people are afraid of public speaking. It takes a lot of courage to get in front of the State Board of Education, and all 3 of our students did an excellent job. And most of them said that that was something they couldn't have done before JAG-K. And again, that's just part of the successful futures that we're hoping all of you will achieve. So we're going to have this is going to be a shorter podcast. Normally they'll be about 15 minutes, and I'm really excited. We're going to profile, as part of this, all of our board members over the next several weeks. So you'll get to know your board members a little bit better. JAG-K has a board of 22 individuals from across the state. Their sole purpose is to ensure that we're having a great organization to help the students and to make sure that we're fulfilling our mission. So I think you'll find them very interesting. Hopefully you will have the opportunity to watch this podcast on a regular basis. We're going to try to be very consistent on doing these at least every other week, and then long term I'd certainly love to be able to do these weekly. It just depends on our capacity to get them edited and distributed to you. So I'm doing this on a Friday. I don't know when you're watching it. Regardless, hope you have a great day, and here's to your future success.